some of the scholars have actually said that why actually these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah are the greatest days of the year. They said because the deeds, the most important deeds fall on these 10 days. Most important deeds fall on the 10 days. So in Islam we have something called Arkan Islam. The first Shahada, second one Salah, third Zakah, fourth is fasting, and the last one is Hajj. Okay. So out of these 5 Arkan, a person is able to practice 4 of it. Okay, the essence of the 4 of it in these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. So because of that, Allah Azza wa Jal actually has preferred these 10 days from any other days. So let's see Salah. A person actually, it is encouraged to pray more on these 10 days. And in this 10 day, a person actually will witness the Salatul Eid. The Eid prayer, he will actually pray. Third thing, second one is actually charity, zakah, yeah, but it's compulsory. But this one is actually a form of charity, where a person actually in these 10 days, people actually will do more charity during the 10 days because it's a blessed day. Or when they do their Qurban or do their Udhiyah, they give part of their meat to charity. So in it, charity falls. And the third thing, Sawm or fasting, it is because it is encouraged to actually fast all the 9 days, the first 9 days of Dhul Hijjah. It is said that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast all the 9 days of Dhul Hijjah. The fasting falls. Or our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that fasting on the day of Arafah, the fasting on the day of Arafah, meaning the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, it forgives a person's past year sins and the following year's sin. For past year's sin and following year's sin. So it actually, in these 10 days, there is another deed called fasting. And lastly, the most important thing, that in these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, there is a deed which is one of the deed which actually beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal, which is actually to do Hajj. People all around the world actually they go to Haram, to Mecca, to perform their rituals of Hajj. So these days are beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal. One of the virtue of Hajj is that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the hadith that man hajja falam yarfud wa lam yafsuq raja'a kayawmin waladathu ummuhu. Whoever does Hajj and he does not commit any sin, he does not speak any obscene speech, nor he did not get into any sexual relationship with his wife while he was in Hajj, he will come back as if he's a newborn baby. And one of the deeds that beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal and is actually Hajj. And these 4 deeds fall in the Dhul Hijjah because of this reason, some of the scholars say these are the most beloved deeds to Allah Azza wa Jal. So many of them have the opinion that these are better than the days of Ramadan, and some of them have actually give some explanation. They have said that in terms of days, the best days are the Dhul Hijjah, the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. But in terms of night, the best nights are the nights of Ramadan, the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So anyway, we need to actually try to actually do a lot of good deeds, so that we can get the benefit of these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Maybe we can encourage your family, your relatives, your friends to actually to take part in doing a lot of good deeds during these first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And as I told you earlier, Allah Azza wa Jal actually have said in the Quran that وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ وَلِيَعْلَمَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَيَتَّخِذَ مِنْهُمْ شُهَدَاءَ. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran that, and so are the days that we turn to man. That means there are good and good days and some days which are not good days to man. In other words, there are days where a person can do a lot of good deeds, and there are some days that it is normal days where he can do deeds as normal as a person does. So Allah Azza wa Jal actually changes the days to test who among them actually believe and they will do righteous deeds. So a person who's a believer, if it's a Muslim, if he hear the reminder that these are days which are blessed, actually he should make effort to actually do a lot of good deeds. He should not treat these days, the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, like any other days. That means he should not, he try to do more good deeds, and he should try to avoid all the evil deeds during these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. We'll just, I think, summarize some of the virtues of these days. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, the wal Fajr wa layalin ashr, by Fajr and by the 10 days. So many of the scholars say that the 10 days are the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. So the evidence from the Quran. And Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran in Surah Al-Hajj verse 28, وَيَذْكُرُ اسْمُ اللَّهِ فِي أَيَّامٍ مَعْلُومَاتٍ. So they say that the ayyam ma'lumat, the days which are ma'lumat, are the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And I mentioned that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the best 10 days are the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Another evidence that why these 10 days are the best 10 days of the best days of the year, because in it there are a day which is Allah Azza wa Jal actually will forgive every person's sin. It's a day of Yawmul Arafah, day of Arafah. And in these 10 days, there is another day after the day of Arafah, which is called Yawmun Nahar. In Arabic language, we call it Yawmun Nahar, the day of Nahar, where Allah Azza wa Jal, that is what the best day out of all the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And lastly, the evidence, because I have stated earlier in the introduction that because in it there are days where a lot of good deeds are actually gathered. So because of that, Allah Azza wa Jalla actually has preferred those days.